Oh, I guess I can do a brief update before we start our day. What will be the title of this one? The Kohler Times, Nick Jimenez, Tom Whitehurst, believes or prints white people lynch blacks. Why that title? Okay. Did the Kohler Times or the media ever do a story, ever, condemning the lynching of black people by white people? Of course. It's a tragic history in our country. And if I simply said that the Kohler Times and Nick Jimenez and Tom Whitehurst report that white people like to and do lynch blacks, that would be taking it out of context and taking a rightfully condemning article of the past where we all would condemn that type of atrocity. But for me to superimpose that to all of you referring to all whites would be wrong. But you did that today. I read all the news today. And there's a particular one story I'll hone in on, which the Kohler Times has on their online thing today. And the title of that story, headline is, Mr. Trump refers to immigrants as animals. Now, many in the Hispanic community who don't read the entire article will read that headline. And that headline is just as misleading as the headline I'm giving you today. Because he was referring, it was a conversation he had, I think, in California yesterday, and he was referring to the gang MS-13. That's who he was referring to. But you had the goal and the divisiveness to implant that in a divided country, in a community here in South Texas, where there are racial divisions. And you threw that out without explaining that he was talking about the gang MS-13, which I myself would not refer to as animals. But that's what you call fake media. And that's what you call fake media to the point where you are inciting violence in a community of people. How many good young Hispanic kids are going to read that headline today? And you just felt you had the right to do that. I also believe there's a tinge of racism in you, for you feeling that you can hide. Even the Anglos that work at the Times, Mr. Whitehurst and all, but particularly to you Hispanics that work there. What gives you the right to mischaracterize a white president in that way after we just had the resignation of a black woman? And I read Miss Margie Rose's, I read the rest of the article today. Mr. Joe McComb, our mayor, said they did not give her an ultimatum. And it was just her choice because of a lot of problems we had. It could be that Miss Rose sees the writing on the wall. That was our city manager who resigned. And we kind of thought, oh, it was a closed meeting. Maybe they gave her an ultimatum. And Joe McComb said no. But I think she sees the writing on the wall with the problems coming down the pike, okay? But just that title, which was fake, causes divisiveness and implants into many wonderful young Hispanic kids that this white man calls us animals. So, the title of this is the Kohler Times reports that white people lynch blacks.